Hello, I am Overlape, and today we'll be talking about how being patient could really help you in games. So the title of this video is based off the US Navy SEAL slogan, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Now this can transfer into a lot of things in your life, but today we're talking about Call of Duty, and a lot of people that play Call of Duty basically play with blinders on, and they just go around the map without actually considering their actions, and it's hectic all around, and it's fairly reckless, and it gets you killed, and probably is the reason you lose most of the time. So, today we're going to be looking at and talking about some engagement rules that I play with and try to commit to throughout matches. One of the easiest ways you can do this is that you should probably hold a position and not go straight forward into engagements, because a lot of the times you'll find yourself dying when you exploit yourself completely without hiding behind any cover, and people will kill you or pin you off easily. All you need to do is just hold into a position or a certain part of the map. It'll be a lot easier for you to go hit engagements and not die as easily as the other people. Now, I'm not saying you should set up shop and camp in the corner indefinitely. What I'm saying is that you should hold a position. Because if you set up shop and camp in a corner and still manage to come on top of the other team, basically it's their fault because they still suck at not being able to take you out. I'm going to say it out there because a lot of people, accuse campers of being opportunistic parasites, which is true most of the time. But if you still can't fail to take a person out stuck in one corner, that's completely on you. Right, so allow me to explain the difference between holding a position and camping. Basically, when you hold a position, you hold it to prevent people from going into an objective. So, it's objective-based. You're going to be rotating around the map with the objective. If you're playing headquarters or hardpoint, you're going to have to go around the map because you want to protect the objective or you want to hold the objective to win the game. But if you're camping, you're going to try to get kills. Basically, you're going to hold a position where you believe there's a funnel of high-traffic area where players are going to be moving through or forced to cross because the objective is probably on the other side of the map. So if there's a camper in the game, that's where you'll find them. And you'll know what to do. You can either counteract them or leave the game. No one's going to fault you for it. We each have our own strat, but if you want to fault other people for their decisions and choices in the game, which are totally viable, and it gives them an advantage, then I'm sorry, but you have no right to fault others because you're not comfortable with the way they play. It's completely on you. They're not at fault for taking advantage of a very viable strategy in the game, and most games actually have camping. Once you consider Counter-Strike, Valorant, a lot of these competitive shooters, people have to hold the line, maybe camp in corners to gain an advantage. So if that upsets you, it's just unfortunate, and you're probably missing out on a lot of tactics that you could employ on your own. Now, I just mentioned camping or holding a position because those are the easiest things you can do to start off slow. You don't want to push yourself into engagements or actions that you feel overwhelmed in. The reason I would recommend starting off with maybe holding a position is because it'll be a lot easier for you and you won't have to have insane reaction times to overcome your opponent. All you need to do is just hold up a place and shoot whatever comes your way. It's pretty easy. Beyond that, you can play easy game modes like domination, and I say domination because your performance won't affect the team directly. Similarly, you've got hardpoint, and beyond all of that, the best one I'd recommend for early players is infected or just for fun, because your stats never get registered on infected, so it's basically all fun. Alright, so that's out of the way. The most important thing you should consider is weapon choice in any FPS game, but it should always also be on the last of your list. Once you've considered how you'll be playing the game or what you'll be playing, then you consider the gun, because a lot of people just go and join games without having guns that are fully incorporated with their playstyle. And that is your biggest Achilles heel in any game or in anything in life. You need to know what works with you best. So if you're going to start off the game, maybe start off with SMGs and shotguns because they're easier to use and they don't suffer from as much accuracy loss when you fire from the hip as compared to the other guns in the game. From there, I'd recommend using pistols because they'll help you a lot with synchronizing your shots while aiming. And from there, you go up to assault rifles, semi-automatic guns, and maybe at the end go with snipers. And the reason I'd recommend going from short range to high range because you want to set up a baseline for yourself in close quarters combat and then move on to further range combat. The reason is Call of Duty is a hectic game and you don't want to be stuck in a very tight-knit situation while you can't really fend yourself off if your gun is mostly ideal for further ranges and not so ideal for close range combat. But eventually, so long as you keep at it and hone your skills, you'll be able to fire most guns from the hip, even snipers, and still retain some decent accuracy. I'm always going to say perfect, but no, nothing is perfect. Practice makes perfect, but even then you'll be lacking at some parts because we're psychological beings, so sometimes you might feel overwhelmed and it's not going to be easy all the time. So your best today might not easily translate into your best tomorrow. Every day is going to be slightly different, so don't always expect yourself and don't batter yourself to always outperform any opponents or outperform your previous self. So just maintain a baseline, make sure you perform at a certain level and not dip below it very often, and you'll be okay. Eventually, you'll get better and better as you go, but just don't keep pushing yourself beyond stressful limits. The primary objective of this video is that you should be mindful of your actions before you commit to them. Because if you always go headstrong, you will be overwhelmed and you might be outnumbered. So just keep steady, stay back, wait for an opportunity and take it. Don't go all the way in, because a lot of people do that in Call of Duty and they end up dying and they end up with a negative kill rate ratio. So if you want to have a decent KDR, good gameplay, and maybe good overall control, you need to go easy, slow, and smooth. It sort of sounds, I don't know, goofy, but that's the objective here. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So you gotta start slow and you gotta easily work your way up. And it can only feel easy if you're very moderate and expecting things from yourself. If you only focus on the outcomes, you might feel always underwhelmed, because you might not always win. To be honest, not everybody's the same. Some games will not be in your favor, especially if you play team-based games. A lot of people are selfish team players, and it's going to cost you a lot of turmoil. So just be easy, go slow, and eventually you will get there. But you cannot always be expecting to be the best of every single game. There will always be other players that just play differently. Maybe the server region you play on, different type of players that play differently. I've experienced players in the Middle East, in Europe, and also in Asia. They all play differently. They'll expect different playstyles from each other. Some expect to push, some expect to be patient. Others just want to play the psychological warfare bit and take you on by surprise. So you always need to be careful and mindful of yourself first and then others. So that's it. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Apply it to yourself first before you expect it from others. Lead by example and go easy on strangers out there. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you soon. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Peace.